A youth curfew in Townsville is part of the LNP's drastic pitch for law and order votes in North Queensland after venturing out of the southeast for the first time in the election campaign. State political reporter Chris O'Brien joins us live from the Crime Forum in Townsville. Chris, how much support does Tim Nicholls have for the policy there?
Karina, there's certainly some. There may even be lots. But is it enough? Mr Nicholls has certainly made a splash today with his curfew announcement, not to mention other parts of his policy, such as giving police more discretion in pursuits. And there are about 100 people here tonight happy to listen to Mr Nicholls and other LNP MPs and candidates talk about the policy. But Townsville voters have other issues also vying for their attention: electricity supply, water and jobs. Will law and order sway votes on November 25th? Finally getting airborne for regional Queensland.
Come fly with me.
After waiting days for a charter plane, it was straight onto a helicopter in Townsville for an aerial view of the seats the LNP is trying to take from Labor and keep from One Nation. Tim Nicholls came armed with a $26 million North Queensland crime action plan. It includes the trial of a 10 p.m. curfew on under 16-year-olds in Townsville.
Whenever I come up here, the people of Townsville say to me, Tim, when are you going to do something and what can you do about the increasing crime rate?
Also in the policy, $10 million over 4 years for a police helicopter to cover Townsville and Cairns, more than $8 million for 20 police in a rapid action patrol for Cairns, and community service as punishment for young offenders convicted of break and enter or car theft. Not surprisingly, Labor is unimpressed.
This policy that Tim Nicholls has announced today is ill thought out and it's absolutely lazy.
Oh, I'll tell you what is lazy. Labor's attitude to crime in Townsville is lazy.
Some have gone further, labelling the plan discriminatory.
The LNP are up to their old tricks, which is about targeting vulnerable children and families, particularly Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children and families.
An LNP government would also talk to Canberra about freezing welfare payments to parents of children in detention. One
thing we know is driving people further into poverty does not reduce crime.
If you don't do the crime, it won't be a problem. I mean, you know, that's quite simple.
Out of the southeast into the north, Mr Nicholls making a dramatic bid to own the law and order agenda. The question is it more than just a headline grabber? Will it actually win votes?
On the whole, I don't think children who are very young should be out on the streets at all.
It boils down to also the parents taking responsibility for what their kids are doing.
It has to be a careful balancing act because there are a lot of decent people who may be out and about who are not criminals who may be spoken to by police as a result.
Details of how the plan will be funded will be released closer to Election Day. But for now, the LNP hopes crime pays politically. Chris O'Brien, ABC News.